Hello and welcome to summer in my summer house today. Yes, at last it's come. Maybe only for a short while, but nevertheless, this week it's beautiful. I'm in the summer house, doors are open, no heating on. So we may get a few extra sound effects, of course, so please bear with that. Got no idea what might happen out there. But yeah, lovely today. So I hope equally when you get to watch this video that you have lovely weather as well. So I'm going to ask you first of all just to come into a seated position. I'm going to sit with the back straight, shoulders relaxed and chest open. And think about how we're sitting. Use a block or some padding. Back's long, shoulder blades slide down the back, crown of the head moves up towards the ceiling. We just bring our attention to the here and now. So we're focusing on ourselves initially, maybe running through the body, being sensitive to how we're feeling at this moment. Leaving everything else behind, so leaving all that other clutter outside the room, outside our space. We're aware of not only how we're feeling physically, but emotionally and mentally as well, because yoga, as you know, is said to be the union of the mind, body and spirit, and we try to work with the whole self. We won't stay here for too long today. We'll gradually refocus and become aware of how we're sitting. I should have said, of course, that you could have started this on a chair. So we could be seated on a chair and tuning into the here and now. Hopefully, if you're somebody who likes that option, then you will have known to choose that anyway. If you weren't, then I'm very, very sorry. But sitting, however we're sitting, on a chair or on the floor, we gradually bring our awareness back. We can maybe just freely roll our shoulders. Move them a little, lovely, and then thinking again about how we're sitting. You could change your seated position if you want to. If you do have problems, sometimes obviously we know that using a block, tilting the pelvis forward can be helpful. Today I've got an extra yoga mat here as well, and that can be helpful to just maybe, and it doesn't have to be a yoga mat, of course, it could be a travel mat rolled up, it could be a towel rolled up. And sometimes just having that under the knees helps to support those softened knees, and again can make it easier for us to sit with the back straight. We're still having to work the back at that point. It doesn't make it easy in quite the same way that using a block does, but it can be helpful, and it can be helpful for some of those knee issues. So sitting as you've chosen, tuning into the breath, we're going to bring our hands into prayer position. So our back is long, our breath is lengthening. And then when you're ready, as you breathe in, we're going to bring the hands up. And as you breathe out, we're going to float them down to the sides of the body. We're going to bring them round and back together. We're going to do that again. So again, as you're ready on the in-breath, we'll bring them up. And breathing out. And down. I'm going to do it one more time. And then we'll allow the hands to just settle wherever suits you. Focusing on our neck, we're going to breathe in, we're going to bring our chin forward and down towards the chest. When you're ready, we're going to bring it back up. Next in breath, we're going to keep the neck long and gradually look up towards the ceiling. And breathing out to come back. We're going to take the chin forward and down again. And just allow it to settle there. So chin's dropping deeply in towards the chest. Next, relax. The rest of the back is still long. So what we want to check when we're at this point is that we're not allowing ourselves to droop forward. We're going to roll our chin up towards our right shoulder. We're going to keep that chin tucked in. We're going to roll it slowly back across the chest and up towards the left shoulder. We're going to keep the chin tucked in. We're going to roll it back again. So you're just repeating this a few times. Lovely. We're not going to do that too many times today. We're going to bring our head back to the centre. So the next time you've been to the left, we allow the chin to drop down towards the chest. We're still aware of the length in the spine. And then we're going to draw the head up so we're facing forward. We'll keep the neck long. We're going to tilt the head back just a little. And we're going to circle round with our nose. And back round in the opposite direction. And that's become still. Going to face forward. We can bring the fingertips onto the tips of the shoulders. We'll bring the elbows forward and circle them round. So we're making these circles as full as we comfortably can. Lovely. We're going to go back round in the opposite direction. That's great. And we're going to allow the arms to rest down. We're going to bring the hands away from the body. We're sitting tall. We're going to breathe in here. As you breathe out, we're going to ease over to the right. Right ear is going to move towards the right shoulder. In breath, we're going to come back up. Next out breath, over the other way. And in breath, back up. You're going to repeat that a few times. So again, these movements can still be done on the chair. Obviously, if I was on a chair, I'd be sitting in a square position and I'd just be allowing myself to tilt over slightly, but still keeping the body long. Next time you've been to the left, we'll make that the last one. We're going to draw ourselves up to sit tall. I'm going to draw my knees high. So I've got my knees high. Again, if I was seated, I'd maybe just bring my hands onto my knees, because all we're going to do from here, something I don't very often ask you to do, is maybe scoop the tailbone under a little and allow ourselves to droop forward. So drooping forward on the chair, the arms would be more relaxed and I would just be drooping forward from there. We can use the knees here. That's quite nice. We take a few breaths. We're going to slowly uncurl and sit tall. The next movement is going to be the diamond. So we're going to bring the bottoms of our feet together. So if you are on a chair and you're happy to come onto the floor, now would be a good time to come onto the floor. If you're not happy to come onto the floor, then you just have to make the best that you can with your hands maybe on your knees instead of your ankles. We're sitting tall here, we're tilted forward, we'll breathe in, and as you breathe out, elbows widen and we soften down. Holding the breath, we're going to move the rounded back. And breathing in, we're going to draw ourselves back up. We're going to do that again. So again, you follow the breath. We fold forward. We tuck the tailbone under. We move the rounded back. And breathing in, we flex through the spine. One more time, following your breath. Lovely. We're sitting tall here. We're going to stretch our left leg away. We're going to bring our right one up. So if I was sitting on a chair still at this point, we're going to do leg circles. I would just bring my hand under my knee and circle, because it's the hip that we're thinking about. It's not the knee just remains relaxed. And in fact, if you struggle with what I'm going to show you, equally you could support under your knee, relax the leg and just circle round from that position. So that would be a little easier for some people who maybe have knee or hip issues. Other than that, we bring the hand to the outside of the foot, we lift it up, shoulders drop, we stretch forward, and we're going to circle round. We want to make these circles as full as we can. We want to try and feel that the body is fairly stable, and we're aware of opening up into our shoulder as well. I'm going to go back round, pardon me, in the opposite direction. Sorry about that. So back round in the opposite direction. Lovely. We're going to come back to that starting position. So here we want to again take ourselves through, Feel the length in the spine, softness in the shoulders, aware of the position of the head. We could stay in this position, we could support it so if we wanted to. So the lower arm is just hooked under the knee. So that would be quite a good alternative. If you're happy to, we're going to stretch the leg away. So we try to think about allowing that leg to lengthen, but we still try and keep those shoulders soft. We are going to bring that right foot down to the outside of the left foot, left leg. So I would maybe just cross my legs over if I was seated on a chair. We're going to bring the right arm around the right leg, left hand behind the body. We're going to turn through the body. So we turn the rib cage, turn the shoulders. We're looking back towards that left shoulder. We're taking a few breaths. We're not going to stay there for too long this week. We're going to slowly uncurl. We're going to bring that leg back over, draw the heel in. We're sitting tall, and then we're going to tuck our chin in. Bring the chin deeply down towards the chest and take a few breaths there. Slowly uncurling, we're facing forward. We're going to bring our other knee up. We're going to relax our knees out. So cobbler here, knees are dropping down, chest is moving forward, spine's long. You support the feet however suits you. But what we don't want to do is end up sort of tightening everything up. So try, when you've chosen your position, to then not only think about allowing those knees to soften, but also thinking about the length of the spine and not hunching in and around the shoulders. We could breathe in and draw the knees up. Breathe out, we could soften them back down. Again, as you're ready, breathing in, we'll draw them up. And breathing out, they'll soften. One more time, in and out. We're going to leave the left leg where it is, stretch the right one away. Again, we're sitting tall, take a moment, focus on how you're feeling. We're going to bring a hand around the outside of the foot or under the knee if that's how you're working today. Other hand to the side of the body, we'll lift it up, push it away and take it round. So circling round, easy breathing. Loosely, just kind of easing forward with that as well. We go back round in the opposite direction. Then we come back to that point where we sit tall, we bring the knee out, back's long, shoulders are relaxed. We can choose to stay here, we can support like this. It's quite nice actually, it's quite a nice way of working actually, keeping the back long. Just use that as just see if it feels right for you. And stretch the leg away. Again, think at that point about not collapsing. We are going to bring that left foot down to the outside of our right foot. We might need to just edge our right foot across a little. We're sitting tall. We're going to bring the left arm around the left leg, right hand behind. We'll turn through the body. We'll look back towards our right elbow. Deliberate error there. Right shoulder. Easy breathing. It's not just one's lefts and rights, it's what part of the body we're looking at as well, isn't it? Just easy breathing, pausing here. And when you're ready, we're going to turn to face forward. We'll lift that foot back over, draw the heel in. So we have that distance, about a fist width between our ankle and our thigh. We sit tall, we tuck the chin in, we bring the head forward. Slowly uncurl to face forward. We're going to bring this foot just part way away. We're going to draw the other one up and then we're going to allow the feet to fall together. So I would say that this position is something between a cobbler and a diamond. So it's not quite as close as a cobbler, but a little bit further away towards the diamond position. I shouldn't have started that one really. Knees are soft. Again, we're going to twist here. So if I was on a chair, I would just do the twist. We're going to develop it so that when we've done the twist a few times, I'll just demonstrate this first. we're going to roll onto the lower part of the leg. We're going to bring our hand to the floor and lift the body up. We're going to lower back down and then go the other way and lift up. If that doesn't suit you, you just stay with the initial twist. So the initial twist is sitting in this position and then turning to the right. So left hand comes to the right knee, right arm swings round, back, round the other way, and back to the centre. So we twist on the out breath, in breath back to the centre, and just keep that flowing. So do that a few times. Stay with that if that's what suits you best today. Or when you're ready, you're going to bring the right hand onto the floor behind. You roll onto your lower leg and lift up. We come back down and we do the same the other way. And again, you'll just do that a few times, flowing with the breath. If you try it and it doesn't feel right, then just come back to the twist. Some of you might decide it's not going to suit you anyway, then you just stay with the twist. Next time you move to the left, we're going to make that the last one. We're going to come back to this central position. There's no hurry, but when you're ready, we'll draw the knees up. We're going to slide our feet out, probably so they're about mat width apart. We are going to move towards sleeping tortoise. So we tilt the pelvis back. We fold forward and we're going to bring our arms into the space between our legs. And next, relax, we're going to bring our hands round to the outside of our feet. We're going to bring the bottoms of our feet together and allow those hands to slide through. So again, we're pausing here. Lovely. When you're ready, we're going to slide the hands out. And we're going to come to sit in Dandasana. Now we're going to do another little sort of sequence in that we're going to do Paschimottanasana, forward bend, and then we're going to do a chest opener. We're going to do that twice, just flowing with the breath. Then the third time we do it, we will pause in our forward bend, and then I am going to offer you, if you'd like to take it, a reverse plank. If reverse plank doesn't suit you, you just stay with the chest opener and you pause with the chest opener. So there is an option that hopefully will suit everybody. So we're sitting in Dandasana. I would suggest knees are soft, backs long, shoulders are relaxed. We'll take an in-breath here. As you breathe out, we'll slide the hands down over the legs, knees forward. As you breathe in, we're going to sweep the arms up, drop the shoulders. Next out breath, hinge from the hips, fold the body forward over the legs. Breathing in, we're going to draw the hands up along the legs. Breathing out, we'll allow the arms to soften. Next in breath, we're going to bring them round, link them together, open the chest and maybe just look up towards the upper corner of the room. We're going to allow the arms to soften on the out breath. We need to take an in breath. And breathing out, we're going to slide the hands down the legs. Breathing in, we're going to sweep them up. Breathing out, we're going to fold them forward. Breathing in, we're going to draw the hands up along the legs. Allow ourselves to soften. Next in breath, we'll bring the hands behind, open the chest, gradually look up. Breathing out, soften. We sit tall for a moment so we're aware of our lovely Dandasana as we're sitting here on an in-breath. Breathing out, we're going to slide the hands down over the legs, knees forward. Breathing in, we're going to sweep them up. Next out breath, hinge from the hips, fold the body forward over the legs. So we are pausing here. Tailbone points away. Shoulder blades move down the back. Legs may be straight, they may be slightly bent. You may need to bend them a little more if you're feeling in a strained position. So come to whatever suits you. You're not going to stay there for too long. Just as you're ready, breathing in, we'll draw the hands up. So either moving into that chest opener again, or bringing the hands behind, focusing on the heels and coming up into our reverse plank. So we tighten those buttocks, we open the chest, we take a couple of breaths. Obviously don't stay longer than you want to. And then when you're ready, we're going to lower back down, roll the shoulders, do whatever else you might need to do, so ease off. Then we're going to come into cat. I'm going to cross my legs and move into cat, but you can swivel your legs to the side and just come round into cat in a way that suits you. Take a moment and just think about the best position for you. So you want to have your hands below your shoulders, your knees below your hips and your back flat. Maybe take a hand and just feel along the back. Is it flat? Think about the head being in line with the spine. So we don't want the hands too close, but neither do we want them too far away. As we breathe in, we'll dip the back down and look forward. And as we breathe out, we're going to hump the back up and look through. Again, as you're ready on the in-breath, dipping the back down and looking forward. And breathing out and humping up and looking through. So running that through a few times, allowing the movement to feel fluid, keeping the length in the body. We're not forcing or straining. We're going to come into a neutral position. We're going to bring our elbows down to roughly where our hands were. We're going to move into a side movement. So we're going to take our arms round to the side. We can either just keep looking between the arms, or we can turn our head and look back beyond our shoulder. Looking back behind ourselves. We're going to look back between our arms. When you're ready, you're going to walk them back round and round the other way. So again, we pause here. We think about keeping those hips square. Then we can look back behind ourselves. Looking back between the arms, we're going to walk back round. We are going to do the crouching cat breath from here. So breathing in, dipping the back down and looking forward. Breathing out and humping up and looking through. Again, as you're ready on the in-breath, dipping the back down and looking forward. And breathing out and humping up and looking through. So just repeating this a few times, being aware of the fluidity of movement. Lovely, we're going to come into a neutral position. We're going to settle back into the swan. So our bottom's going to sink back towards the heels, front of the body towards the thighs. Just letting go for a moment. Knees from side to side if that's helpful. I'm going to hinge back up. We are going to do a basic tiger, but I'm going to offer you two sort of different starting positions. So you can either do it from here, it's where we're going to take just the leg back out behind us, or you could come back down into that crouching cat position. So you choose which suits you. When you're ready, as you breathe in, we're going to lift the right leg. So we start off by easing the heel away. So we're looking for a fairly straight leg as we ease that heel away. Breathing out, we're going to lower back down. Next in-breath, we're going to do the same with the other leg. So we could be doing exactly the same thing from our standard cat position. You could stay with the long straight leg, or next time you breathe in, you could softly point your toes and maybe take the leg a little higher. Develops the back bend from either position. We lower down when you're ready. Same on the other side. So trying to keep the hips square and the shoulders square. Lowering back down. We're going to do it one more time from whichever position you've chosen. You're going to breathe in. You're going to lift the right leg to whichever position suits you, and you're going to pause there. Just for a few breaths. Then when you're ready, we'll lower back down. Next in breath, we'll do the same with the other leg. And again, we pause for a similar length of time, observing how it feels as always. Lowering back down when you're ready. We're going to settle back then into a child. So taking the weight over the heels, the hips sink, the front of the body settles towards the thighs. We ease a little from side to side and just let go. So we're just settling down. As we breathe in, we're going to slowly uncurl. We're going to come high onto our knees, reaching up. Breathing out, we're going to allow the shoulders to soften, and we'll bring those arms down behind our body. We're going to link them together, roll the shoulders up, ease those shoulder blades together so chest puffs up. We look up towards the upper corner of the room. We take a couple of breaths. We're going to relax the arms. Breathing in, we're going to sweep them up. And breathing out, we're going to bring the hands back down onto the floor. So back into our cat position. We're going to take the right leg back behind us. Toes are tucked under. And we're going to ease back into the leg. So we're gently stretching down the back of the leg. Then we're going to ideally allow the top of the foot to rest on the floor. We're going to sweep it over. So right foot comes out to the left. We look back over our left shoulder towards our right foot. So we're opening up into the right side of the body. You're going to pause there for a moment. I'm just going to adjust my position. Then we're going to sweep the leg back round. We're going to bring it all the way out to the outside of the body, and we're going to kneel tall. Now this won't suit everybody, so the options are at this point, you could stand, or if you're all right on your knees, I would suggest adopting a slightly wider knee stance. Then when we do our side movement in a moment, if you're on both knees, you're just going to do this, but you could, when we bring the arm up, come into this position and just pause for a couple of breaths. So you have that as an option. If you're happy on the left knee, right foot pointing forward, buttocks engaged. So what we don't want is to come onto the inside of the ankle and allow that knee to start slacking, because you will strain your knee if you do that. So I know it's not the most comfortable position for everybody, but it is important that we get it right. If you don't, just come into that double kneed position if you're happy on both knees, or maybe slip round into a seated position. Back of the hand's going to rest on the right leg. Breathing out, we're going to ease over. Breathing in, we're going to come tall. We're going to do it again, so breathing out, we'll ease over. And this time we're going to sweep the arm across the body, draw the elbow up, and we're pausing here. Buttocks are engaged. We could turn our head and look to the inside of our elbow. We'll take a few breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to look forward. Breathing out, we're going to lower the arm down. And breathing in, we'll draw ourselves back up. We're going to bring our hands, if possible, down onto the floor. We'll sweep that leg back round and slide the knee into place. We're going to, when you're ready, take the left leg away. Toes are tucked under. We ease down the back of the leg. Top of the foot rests on the floor. We sweep that left foot out to the right. We look back over our right shoulder towards that left foot. Couple of breaths. Going to look back between our hands, trail the leg back round. Going to take it out to the left. We walk the hands in, we draw ourselves up. We check our position. So instep lines up with the knee, legs straight, buttocks are engaged, so we don't want the hips poking back either. We don't want to collapse there. Again, if this doesn't suit you, double knee, same as before. Back of the hand's going to rest on the floor. We'll take an in breath. Breathing out, we're going to ease over. And breathing in, we're going to come back up. Again, as you're ready, we'll ease over on the out breath. And if you're happy to, we're going to sweep the right arm across, draw the elbow up. Shoulder blades move down the back. We're pausing here, our breath's flowing naturally. We could turn the head. You can check the line of the arm, because we don't want the arm drooping forward, and equally we don't want it slung back behind us, because that would alter the position of our back. Once you feel you've been there for long enough, you're going to look forward. We're going to lower the arm down, and breathing in, we're going to draw ourselves back up. We're going to bring our hands onto the floor. We're going to sweep that leg back. We're going to settle down into a child. So settling into a child, again, easing from side to side. You can either stay in child, or you could do the first stage of the hare, lifting the bottom up, rolling towards the head, top of the head, puffing the back up. You just stay for as long as suits you, then you settle back towards child. Breathing in, we're going to slowly uncurl, we're going to come high onto our knees, reaching up, dropping the shoulders, bringing the arms down. I'm going to suggest this time, just for a slight variation, we're going to tuck our toes under. Again, we're going to bring our arms behind, puff our chest out, looking up. So try not to jam up round the shoulders too much. Lovely, we're going to allow that to relax. Kneel tall, flatten the feet, sweep the arms up. We're going to bring the hands down onto the floor. Then tuck the toes under, take the hips back and up into dog. So high on the balls of the feet, tailbones pointing up towards the upper corner of the room. We're going to gradually allow one heel to settle and then the other. So pedaling it out, seeing how that's feeling for you today. In the back's long, neck's relaxed. We're going to gradually allow our heels to settle. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands in towards our feet. Knees soften or bend, front of the body just rest forward. We're going to sway from side to side. When you're ready, we're going to slowly uncurl and come up to stand tall. You might need to adjust your hair, you might need to adjust your clothing, do whatever you feel you need to do. We're going to think about how we're standing. So standing tall, backs long. Our toes are pointing forward, we're dropping our sitting bones, our shoulder blades are sliding down the back. And again, we want to just take that moment to tune into the here and now. To prepare for our balance, we're going to breathe in, we're going to come up onto the balls of our feet. And breathing out, we're going to lower back down. We're going to do that again. So again, as you're ready, breathing in, we come up onto the balls of the feet. And again, breathing out, we lower down. We can take the weight into the heels, lift the toes, and then resettle. This time as we breathe in, we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet and maybe just bring the arms up to about shoulder level. And breathing out, we're going to lower back down. We're going to do that again. So again, just flowing with the breath. Focus on what you're doing. If it's a bit of too much, taking the arms up as well, then lower the feet down. If your feet have had enough, maybe just do the arms a couple of times. We're going to do it one more time. So just one more time, following your own breath. And then we'll stand tall. Lovely. We're going to lower down. We are going to do a basic balance. So we're focusing on our point. We're aware still of how we're standing. We're going to take the awareness as you're ready into the left foot. We're going to release the right foot and bring those toes forward. We're going to bring our foot then onto the top of the other foot. Arms away, shoulders dropped. Just pausing here. Lovely. We're going to relax the arms, replace the foot. Once again, feel we're standing even, standing tall, weight into the right foot, release the left. We'll just bring the toes forward. Whoops. And then bring the foot across onto the top of the leg. So hips are level, shoulders are level, and arms move away. Lovely. When you're ready, we're going to relax the arms and replace the foot. We're going to take the weight back into the left foot. We're going to bring those right toes forward again and arms away. If you don't want to do the balance where we're going to bring the leg up behind us, in front of us, which is what I'm going to suggest we're going to do, you could do a tree, or you could do the simple balance again from here as we just did it. You take the foot off the floor, you keep it low if you want to, or you bring the knee high. You can bring the hands to the knee at any point, but try to bring it up as high as you can before you bring the hands around, if that's what you want to do. And then we draw that knee up into the body, our shoulders soften. We have the option of staying just as we are and working in that position. We have the option of bringing the chin in and lowering it down to the chest. We have the option of bringing the arm to the inside of the leg, taking hold of the foot and maybe extending it away. Shoulders dropped, easy breathing. You just do whichever suits you. You pause for as long as suits you today. When you're ready, you're going to come back step by step and stand tall. So there's no hurry. We come back to Tadasana, rather like Dandasana, the seated L-shaped position, classical yoga posture. Standing tall in Tadasana is equally a classical yoga posture. We just tend to go through it, but of course it's very valuable for us to think about how we're standing and to just take that time sometimes to really be aware of that posture. We're going to take the weight when you're ready into the right leg, release the left, toes forward, arms away. We're going to progress in the same way. You just progress to whatever point suits you. So foot's off the floor, then we bring the knee back up. You can adjust it and come into the tree again if you would prefer. So you have that same option. And equally, there's nothing wrong with just balancing with that knee in towards you and working at your back being straight. It's very valuable in its own right. And we can always move out of the balance and come back to one of the variations as suits you. Wish I could cut that bit out there. Never mind. Gradually, step by step, we release. I'm sure you've all done much better than me. Well done, everybody. And we're standing tall again. So toes are pointing forward, backs long, shoulders are relaxed. Just going to ease a little from side to side. So we've already done the side bend earlier from the knee. And now we're just easing from side to side from this position. Lovely. Next time you move to the left, we'll make that the last one. We'll stand tall. We're going to step our feet wide. We're going to bring our hands to the tops of the legs. We'll take an in-breath. Breathing out, hinge from the hips, knees soften, we're folding down. So easing down deeply into that forward bend, relaxing the neck and relaxing the shoulder. Maybe on an out breath, moving over to the right, bending the knee in towards the body. In breath back to the centre, out breath over the other way. In breath back. You're going to repeat that a couple of times, so just moving from side to side if you're happy to. Obviously, if you feel I'm getting you to stay down there for too long, come back up if you need to. Other than that, we're going to pause over to the right. We're going to bend the knee in towards the body. So we're just pausing there. When you're ready, you're going to come back to the centre and then move over to the left, bend the knee in towards the body and pause there also. When you're ready, we'll come back to the centre, soften those knees, breathe in. We're going to roll up gradually, head comes up last, we're standing tall. We're going to keep our feet where they are. As we breathe out, we're going to move over to the right. That right arm's going to stay relaxed. We're going to bring our left arm across. We could turn our head again and just check the position of the arm. We could lower it down if it doesn't suit you. We're not going to stay for too long. When you're ready, we'll lower down. Breathing in, we're coming up. Breathing out over to the left. Pause for a moment. Allow your breath to flow. Sweep the arm across and pause here. Again, you can look up to the elbow. If you're not so happy with that arm position or you've got issues with your shoulders, it's quite a nice way to move the arm through this arc backwards and forwards. So that's another option that you could take. When you're ready, we're going to lower the arm back down. Breathing in, we're going to come up. We're going to stand tall. We're going to keep one foot where it is, step the other one in. What we're now going to do is we're going to hinge from the hips, soften or bend the knees, fold the body forward and loosely loop the arms behind the knees. Necks relaxed. We're pausing here. We're going to relax the arms and breathing in, we're going to draw up through the body and up to stand tall. We're going to come up onto the balls of our feet. So we are going to make our way back down onto the floor. I'm going to just do it through toe stand. You can do it through a different form of coming down onto the mat in a way that suits you. Sorry, I've now realised I've stepped forward to the front of my mat and cut my face off. I'm very sorry about that. But we'll come up onto the balls of the feet, bring our hands into prayer position. We're lowering down. Got my head back now, shoulders dropped, and we'll come down onto the floor. Lovely, well done. But you make your way down in a way that suits you. We're just going to sit here for a moment. We're going to have a drink if you need one. Get anything that you're going to need for your relaxation. Unfortunately, somebody has just started a chainsaw outside, so I'm hoping that although I can hear it, you won't be able to hear it quite so much. But hence I'm trying to ramp my voice up a little to make sure that you can hear what I'm saying. So drink anything you need for your relaxation. We'll do a few postures from the floor. Then we're going to do our breathing, and then we'll finish off with our deep relaxation. As usual, it will be an open-ended deep relaxation. So you choose how long you want to stay there. When you're ready, we're going to come into semi-supine. So we're going to allow our body to settle down. So settling onto the mat, lower back drops, shoulders settle. We will just a couple of times take our knees to the side. We're not going to pause with this, but as you breathe out, you could soften them over. In breath, back up. Next out breath, over the other way. And in breath, back up. We're going to repeat this a few times. Your head could turn in the opposite direction to which you're taking your knees. And as I say, you're aware of your hips rolling. You can adjust your foot position. Probably only going to just do one more either way and then come back and resettle in semi-supine. There's no hurry. You'll all finish at a different time. But then we'll see if we can bring our knees over towards our body, hands onto those knees, and we'll just draw those knees down. So breathing out, we draw them down. They're just coming directly towards the body. We check our chins tucked in. When we've done a couple of them, we're going to start to take them out towards our armpits. Lovely. And then we're also maybe going to think about curling up. Again, we're not going to pause with this at all. Lovely. We're going to lower the feet back to the floor. So we are going to do the bridge. So again, we're aware of our hips settling down, our chin tucked in, our arms by the sides of the body. We focus on the breath. We're going to breathe in here. As you breathe out, those knees move away. The front of the body lifts. We come lifting up into our bridge. We pause on the in-breath. And breathing out, we're going to slowly roll the back down, taking the buttocks back towards the heels. We're going to do that again. So repeat that a few times. You lift and lower on the out breath. You pause either end of the movement on the in breath. Keep it flowing. When you've done it a couple of times, you could take your arms up and over. So the next time, if you'd like to, as you come lifting up, you take those arms up and over. You'd pause on the in breath. And when you're ready, as you breathe out, you bring the arms back, lower the back down. And again, you could run that through a few times. Remembering at the moment, we're looking at mobilising the spine. We're thinking about mobilising as many of those vertebral joints as possible. We are going to pause in this posture. So the next time that you come lifting up into your bridge, you're going to pause there. So at that point, you are aware of engaging your buttocks. You're aware of those knees moving away. You're aware of those shoulder blades moving down your back. You could have your arms by the sides of your body. You could have them up and over, or you could have them in that similar position that we've used today in other postures, with the front of the body open and opening the chest and easing through the back. So the arms would be underneath you. Sorry, I maybe didn't describe that very well. What is she talking about? Hopefully you've used this video as a prompt rather than watched every step of it. I hope I've been explicit enough to guide you through. But you pause in your bridge for as long as suits you. When you feel you've been there for long enough, you roll the back down, you take a breath or two, and then you've got the option of coming back up. And again, we pause there, we check ourselves through, check that we're comfortable. We're going to finish this in just a few moments. There is no hurry to finish. But when you feel ready, you'll gradually roll your back down onto the mat and allow it to settle. We will take the knees towards the body and we'll rock from side to side. We'll come back to the centre and then we'll draw the knees in towards the body and circle them away from each other. So drawing them in, circling them away. Going to go back round in the opposite direction. Lovely. Going to keep those knees over towards our body. You could just lie here for a moment and draw those knees in, or if you wanted to do the happy baby, take the hands round the outsides of those feet, shoulders drop, think about the neck, think about the chin, keeping it drawn in, and just allow the back to settle. You can rock from side to side, but there's a lot of benefit to be gained from just trying to allow gravity to take a bit of support here, take a bit of action and draw the body deeper into this position. And we can do that if we can allow ourselves just to relax here. Lovely. When you're ready, you're going to ease out of it. We're going to lower our feet back to the mat. So we are going to do our breathing from semi-supine. So feet are comfortable, arms roll away from the body, chins tucked in. As usual, you could use a little bit of padding under your head if that's helpful. Just let go. So tuning into the breath, allowing the breath to flow. We're going to allow our breath to lengthen. When you're ready, we're going to form a count so that we're breathing in and out evenly. So you're going to count as you breathe in, you're going to count as you breathe out, so that both breaths are the same length. So we could call that our even breathing, and you could choose to stay with that even breathing. Or you can move into the pranayama square, in which case you would breathe in for your count. Hold the breath in for either half or the whole count. When you're ready, we're going to breathe out for the count. And hold the breath out for either half or the whole count. And we're just going to carry on breathing to that pattern for a few moments. I'm going to suggest that you gradually allow your breath to flow naturally. You're going to settle down onto the mat for a period of deep relaxation. So lying back onto your mat, legs extended away, arms resting to the sides of the body and chin tucked in. So we lie in Shavasana. We're going to check the body through so that first of all you are aware of your feet, of your toes. You maybe move them a little. You take your attention to them and then you just allow them to relax and let go. We're going to relax up through the ankles. We're going to be aware of the calves and the calf muscles. We're going to relax through the knees. We're going to focus on the thighs. So the thighs will just soften and relax and those hips will sink onto the mat. From the hips, we're going to relax up along the length of the spine. The back settles. The abdomen soft. The chest moves rhythmically with the breath. As those shoulders settle, we're going to relax down through the arms to the hands and fingers. As the shoulders settle, we're going to relax up through the back of the neck, the back of the head, to the face. We're going to relax those muscles around the eyes, around the mouth. We're going to release any tension that you may have in your jaw. We're going to allow the breath to simply ebb and flow. Your thoughts to pass before you, trying to neither hold on to them nor fight them away, but just allowing them to pass from one to the other. And just enjoying a few quiet moments of deep relaxation. If you find your thoughts start to grow busy, just take them back to the breath.